Hi, my name is Julio Rojas Aguilar, and thanks for joining me today. In honor of IHS's 60th anniversary, I would like to share with you the history of IHS and the many players that have led to where it is today. Let's begin. It all started in 1946 at Cornell University when an administrator requested an economics professor named F.A. Harper, commonly known as Baldy, to stop teaching The Road to Serfdom in his economics classes. They said the book was too controversial, but Baldy believed it was the key to understanding the economics of a free society. This resulted in Baldy resigning instead of giving in. Not long after, Baldy read Hayek's follow-up book, Intellectuals and Socialism, which described how intellectuals successfully disseminated ideas throughout society. While Hayek's book focused on how intellectuals advanced socialist ideas, Baldy realized that it was also a perfect blueprint for disseminating free market ideas, individual liberty and responsibility, limited government, economic freedom, the rule of law, free speech, and open inquiry to new generations. It is in this idea that IHS has its origins. In 1961, Baldy wrote the first Institute for Humane Studies prospectus, and in 1962, it moved to Baldy's garage when it became its own organization. For the first few years, it was only Baldy and his wife working at IHS. But in 1966, Baldy was finally able to hire a few new staff members and get an office in Menlo Park, California. After building and running IHS for 12 years, Baldy passed in 1973. In 1974, IHS was planning on bringing Austrian economists and students to meet at a conference at Dartmouth College. But before the start date, in an echo of Baldy's experience at Cornell, Dartmouth administrators objected to the conference, and IHS had to scramble to find a different venue. The conference moved to South Royalton, Vermont, and it is now known as the South Royalton Conference, noted for changing the trajectory of Austrian economics in the 20th century. Participants included heavy-hitter economists like Milton Friedman. Here's a quote from one notable participant. By the 1960s, I had become very pessimistic about the future of Austrian economics. In 1970, I visited Vienna and found little reason for hope or optimism there. My hope for the future really began to revive at the conference, the first in a series on Austrian economics sponsored by the Institute for Humane Studies. Ludwig Lochmann. As you can see, this conference renewed confidence in the future of Austrian economics. Before IHS brought these individuals together, scholars and students felt isolated. This sense of community is something IHS continues to provide our scholars to this day through our strong academic network of liberty-minded scholars. Later that year, another momentous event occurred in the liberty movement. Hayek won the Nobel Prize in Economics, giving further legitimacy to the ideas presented at South Royalton. The following year, IHS had Hayek serve as a mentor for the Liberty Fund Fellows. This mentoring allowed young scholars to work with the most respected thinkers in the field, present and discuss research, and attend seminars. This experience was and continues to be offered to hundreds of students with notable mentors from all across the nation. In 1975, one of IHS's most impactful and memorable annual events got its start. It was IHS's summer seminar, an interdisciplinary, then 10-week event for about 15 students held in the IHS office. In 1985, the Institute moved from Menlo Park, California to affiliate itself with George Mason University in Northern Virginia. IHS joined existing groups at George Mason to create the world's largest university-based locus of classical liberal research, education, and talent development. Our new home at George Mason University allowed us to expand exponentially and experiment with an array of new programs aimed at educating students and training the next generation of freedom-inspired professors. One of those new projects started in 2011 as IHS stepped into the online field through Learn Liberty. It was through this online outreach that I became aware of not only IHS, but also the ideas that I now believe in and know have and can make our world a freer and just place. And I am one of millions of former students IHS impacted through these videos. In 2016, we welcomed our new IHS president, Emily Chamberlain-Wright. As an IHS program alum, a former professor, and a former college administrator, Emily had a long history with IHS and brought a renewed focus on faculty relationships. It was the start of IHS strengthening and expanding our partnership with faculty to have a long-term impact on universities across the nation. Because of donors like you, around 2,500 IHS alum faculty will teach the ideas of a free society to around 15 million students throughout their careers. Your support also helped us overcome the challenges we faced with the pandemic as we successfully shifted our capabilities to hold online events. Every step of the way, we owe our success and development to our donor support. If it weren't for every one of you, both long-term donors and newcomers, IHS would not be here today. Hundreds of thousands of students, including me, might never have come across the ideas of individual rights, liberties, and responsibilities. And hundreds of professors could have continued to feel isolated and without a voice. The 60-year story of IHS is a story of growth and development, trial and error, and giving lifetime of experiences that led many on the path of discovery and advancing the ideas we know will help make a world a freer and more humane society. Thank you for your support, and we hope you continue to partner with us for many years to come. Please go to theihs.org for more information on IHS and theihs.org/donate if you'd like to further support IHS. If you'd like to get a more detailed view of what IHS presently has to offer undergraduate students and graduate students, as well as professors, please click on this video tab. And in case you missed my previous video, please click on this video tab to meet Porter and see the impact IHS has had on him. I hope to see you in the next video.